Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Back here with kind of a current projects update on the Carnival train. Of course, the last video you guys kind of got to see all my trailer trains in the background that I have sitting there. So this video is going to be on my current projects. There's a few. I'm very famous for not just concentrating on one thing at a time. So one thing I'll or a couple things here, I guess. So I'm still working on the 53-foot show office. Did some filing work to kind of smooth out some of the transitions spots on there where nobody that I could find makes a 53-foot box drop deck. So this is actually two 40-foot drop decks put together to make a 53-foot trailer. We have a fake belly on it, just made with some styrene square stock. That's got to get basically painted now. My 53-foot box trailer back here, you guys saw in like kind of my last build update. That's still in work. It's just on the trailer train right now, so that way we could kind of get some things figured out. And then one thing really cool that I'm really excited about is the mini Himalaya. You guys can see I'm already kind of making a little bit of progress on getting the trailer built. And so this is actually a kit. I think it was one of those kits where you could either build it racked or build it set up. If I remember correctly, you could do either or. Maybe not. Maybe it was just set up. But it has great rackability. So I had bought this kit, and I bought this kit a long time ago, like probably 10 years or more. And over the years, it's been in and out of different boxes. It's been kicked around, and I really should have built this right when I got it, because it's been kind of a headache. This like laser cut wood or cardstock, whatever. I know some of it's wood, but I think these braces are kind of like a cardstock or a really thin wood, whatever it is. It's really thin, soft stuff. It really feels like a cardstock, and I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But the frame itself on the bottom is kind of like some type of a wood, and the stuff's really thin, really brittle. And over the years, the base of the trailer itself kind of got hit in a couple spots and things broke, and so I kind of started with repairing some of that. You guys can see that cross member for support in there. That was a wood piece. Well, that broke. So now I have a styrene piece in there. The back end of the trailer, you guys can see I have that capped off with some styrene U-channel because that had a big spot broke in it. So I kind of had to figure out how to fix that and refill that. Another support up front here was broken, and then I had like that support, that straight through support right there was broken. So I mean, the stuff's like super light, really brittle. So I kind of started with just repairing the frame of the trailer itself, and then finally was able to start doing some building. I don't have the instructions for this kit anymore. Lord knows where those went. So I'm basically just kind of working off of pictures of the mini Himalaya that Strates had. Of course, this is going on the train, so I'm going to try to mimic it as close as I can. It's not going to, just like everything else, it's not going to be 100% accurate, but you're going to be able to tell what it is. It's going to be the mini Himalaya. It's going to look awesome regardless. So pretty excited about that. Kind of got honestly, to me, the harder part done of getting these little rails put in. All it is just very thin rectangle styrene stock. But that is what these tubs are going to sit on. You guys can see these are actually kind of a That's that kind of white metal casting. And those are just going to sit right in between those channels right there, and I can rack a whole bunch of them on there. Basically, just found the styrene that I wanted to use for those, cut them to length, and then I to get them glued right and positioned correctly, and making sure that they were good distances. You guys can see they look pretty good. I actually set those on there with no glue, and I used a couple of these tubs to kind of help guide it. Sorry if that's not focusing the best. But I used tubs to kind of help hold those in position, and also to kind of help put some weight on them, so if there was any arch to them, it would push them down and get them to where I can glue them to these little forms, or these supports here. Like I said, those supports are really thin. If it is a wood, it's super thin and really flimsy. Luckily, none of those were broke over the years, so that was cool. But they are really, really thin and flimsy. So as I attach stuff and build stuff, it'll get stronger. So that's good. We're kind of past the hard part of just getting these glued straight up and down, making sure everything's nice and straight, and then connecting them all. So now you guys can see we're kind of a little bit more supported there. So it's still a very fragile thing. This, as I hold it in my hand, feels like I'm holding nothing. So it's very light. So we are going to do a lot of work in adding detail, strengthening things. We kind of have these molded parts. They're not molded very straight. I've had to kind of bend some of them, and you guys can see they're still kind of out of whack there. Boy, that's not focusing at all. But you guys can see how they're kind of curved, and they're not the greatest of molding. So I got to kind of bend those a little bit without breaking them, of course. And then just gluing big pieces on there, and using all sorts of styrene. I have like all sorts of styrene stock here to finish out some of the rigging and stuff that I have to do on here. But it'll be cool. It'll be a really cool trailer. I do have to completely build from scratch the tongue for this, so I can hook it to a truck, or actually, and on my train here, it's going to be sitting on a dolly by itself. So I got that kind of sitting there ready. So I got to get that height figured out. I got to get the wheels mounted. I got some smaller little wheels here. These are not wide enough. I will have to pull these off the axles and kind of get them. But just trying to find the right size wheels. These are definitely a smaller wheel than what's on the semi trucks and the dollies. Just a little bit of size comparison for you guys there. And that's accurate. This trailer has smaller wheels on it, so got to work on that and where to mount those. And then once I get the wheels on there, then I can start to figure out my height for the hitch, build that. It's kind of a long tongue hitch, basically like a gooseneck, only really thick. So got to get all that figured out too. But this is other than just kind of fixing the broke parts, this won't be too terrible. I'm actually hoping to make a lot of progress on this today. I want the building part of this to be done today. Even if I can do some painting on it, that will be really cool. But I'm just going to push and try to make as much progress on this as I can today. Still a lot to do. Each one of these are going to have to be painted individually. So it's going to be a lot of painted parts going on here, and then just a lot more to figure out with some of the framing and how to get some of this stuff to rack correctly, or at least somewhat correctly. So that's just kind of the build update. Three trailers that I'm kind of simultaneously working on. Kind of a hard word. And trying to get that stuff done. So definitely excited to see this far, just for how long I've had this poor kit and me not building it. Really excited to see it start to become a thing. Just have to add a lot more to it to kind of strengthen it, and then painting it is going to be fun. Getting in all those little areas, that's going to kind of be a little bit of a time-consuming thing. But we'll get there. So just a little build update for you guys there. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and until next time, take care.